Hi everyone, in today's video we are going to explore the Excel Go to Special feature. Let's understand it through different examples. If you want to locate it using Excel menu bar, then you will find it in the Home tab. Here in the editing section, you will see small binocular symbol. If you click on that, you will find some options. Then click on Go to Special and you will see this window. Alternatively, you can use the shortcut Ctrl plus G from the keyboard to get the same window. So in this video, I am going to use the shortcut Ctrl G to enable this window. Now let's begin with our first example. In this example, you can see I have some information of customer IDs, names of customers and remarks. If you look closely, you can see that my names are basically arranged in two different columns. Column E and column F, but I want to merge them in a single column. I want to move the names from column F to column E. If I try to do it manually, then it will take a lot of time, especially if you have a large database. So in order to do this, let's select these columns, place your cursor on the header, then press Shift from keyboard, right arrow key, and then start pressing the down arrow key to select the data until the last value. Then press Ctrl and without leaving it, press G from the keyboard. In this window, click on Special and here you will see the option of blanks. Click on that, press OK and here you can see that all the blank cells in your two columns have been selected. Now, you are not supposed to click anywhere because if you do, all your columns will get deselected. Press Ctrl from the keyboard and then press minus sign from keyboard. Here, you will again see a small window which contains different options. The first option is Shift cells left, Shift cells up, entire row, entire column. We basically want to move the names from column F to column E, so I am going with the option Shift cells left. Press OK and here you can see your names from column F will be moved to column E. And in order to arrange them in proper order, press Ctrl A from the keyboard and then press Alt HOI to adjust column width, and here you can see your data has been arranged in organized order. Now let's understand its functionality with the help of second example. Here you can see I have information about equipment, brands and models. But if you look closely again, in this data we have some empty cells and I want to fill these cells with the same labels. In order to do that, place your cursor on any text field cell, press Ctrl A, then press Ctrl G, and in this window, again go to Special and again select blanks, press OK. Now again, you are not supposed to click anywhere in the sheet. Go to keyboard and type equal to from the keyboard and click on just the above label and then press Ctrl and without leaving it, press Enter. And here you can see that it has inserted our labels into the empty blanks. So from these two examples, you can get the idea of effectiveness of Go to Special feature in Excel to manage your large databases. It helps you to accomplish your hours work in seconds. Now let's understand it with the help of another example. In this sheet, you can see I have some color-filled squares with my marks column and I actually want to remove them. But again, here you can see I have also a text box sitting in my sheet. Now, first let's see how many objects are actually existing in our sheet. In Excel, objects basically refers to shapes, pictures, text boxes, or any attached file. Okay. So let's press Ctrl and without leaving it, press G. This window will appear. Then click on Special and this time we are going to choose Objects. Press OK and here you can see that all the objects in your sheet has been highlighted. But here you need to understand one thing. It has actually selected all the objects in my sheet. For example, I want to delete them, but I do not want to delete this text box. So how can I do this? If I try to click anywhere, then again all my objects will get deselected. And this is the problem which I want to resolve. So let's again press Ctrl Z, go to Special and let's select objects first, press OK. Now let's press Alt plus F10 from the keyboard. When you press Alt and F10, then this window will appear and here you will see the name of your objects. From this list, I can understand that this text box is basically the text box 19. And this is the text box which I do not want to delete. So let's unselect it by clicking on this I symbol. When you click on this, the Excel will hide the object from the main sheet and you will be left with the remaining ones. You can hide many objects in this way. For now, I hide the text box and next I want to delete the remaining objects that are basically these square boxes. So press delete from the keyboard. Here you can see that all the squares have been deleted. Now we want our text box back. So again click on this line. And here you can see your text box is again appearing in its previous position. So this is how you can use Go to Special Object feature to handle different objects in your worksheet. Now let's move towards the next example. In this example, you can see I have some information arranged in a single column. Here I have some names and in their following rows I have their numbers. Now I want to separate names and numbers in two different columns. For this purpose, place your cursor on the first text field cell, press Ctrl and without leaving it, press Shift and then press down arrow key. Then press Ctrl and without leaving it, press G. Click on Special and here you will find the option of Constants. So for the first column, I want to select text only because my names are in text format. Press OK and here you can see only names which are in the text get selected. Then press Ctrl C and place your cursor here and press Ctrl V. Now for the numbers, we again follow the same procedure. Select your data by pressing Ctrl Shift down arrow key. Then press Ctrl G, go to Special and again click on Constant. But this time, instead of choosing text, we are going to choose numbers. Press OK, press Ctrl C and place your cursor here and press Ctrl V. Here you can see how quickly we actually separated the required information from mixed data set. But this was the simple example. What if we get the mixed information of same type separated across different rows? Like in this case, you can see I have text type names. Then I have number type phone numbers. Then alphanumeric type IDs. And then again I have numbers. So if I try to use Ctrl Z here and choose numbers, then it will select this number and this number together, which I do not want. This means that clearly I cannot use Ctrl Z here. So for this purpose, you can use the formula. I am going to use index here, put index, then it asks for the array. Index function basically asks for the column from where you want to retrieve the output. Let's say I want it to return the name when I want the name, the number when I want the number, and the alphanumeric ID where I want this ID. So I am going to give the reference of this column type I:I. And then let's fix it by pressing F4. Then let's type draw function. Basically, we want to extract our information according to the row number. Let's say if I want to get the first name, then my first name is sitting in row 3. If I want to get the number, then my number is sitting in row 4. My alphanumeric ID is basically sitting in row 5. And my registration number is basically sitting in row 6. This means I have to manage row numbers in a way that my formula understands that which row of information it has to return. Now let's give it a reference of the first cell of any column. And let's type -1. Close it within parentheses. And let's count how many entries we have, after which the entries repeat themselves. For example, after Ali, I have to return Sarah at the 4th instant. I am going to multiply it with the number of entries, and then I am going to put +3 here because your first entry is existing in third row. I will explain this formula later, but let's first understand its functionality. Close the parenthesis and press enter. And let's drag it towards here, and let's change it with here type row 4 instead of 3. Here we want +5 and here we want +6. Now let's just select these entries and drag them down. Now here you can see it has fetched the information in our required format. In order to remove these zeros, you can put ampersand sign here by pressing shift and then pressing the 7 number from keyboard, and then put inverted commas, put some space by pressing the space bar from your keyboard, and again put the inverted commas and press enter. Now let's drag it downwards, and here you can see all the zeros have been removed. Let me explain the formula for your convenience. We basically use the raw function. Raw basically returns the number of current row in your sheet. This is my row 1. If I drag it downwards, you can see that it will return the number of rows. These are basically the same numbers that are existing here. Even if I put row and give the reference of any column, press enter and drag it downwards, still it will return the same numbers. In my formula, I subtracted 1 from it. So let's say we subtract 1 from all these columns. So we will get some numbers in this format. Every number is reduced by 1. Then I multiplied my sequence with 4. Let's type this and let's do multiplication by 4. Press enter, and here you can see that it has changed the index of row numbers. Okay, and then I added 3 for the first entry. Add 3 here plus 3. Now here you can see how it is working. This was the formula that I used in the name column. So Ali was existing at the third row. The index formula picks the value from the third row and puts it in the name column. When we multiply 4 with the 1, we got 4. Then we added 3, it became 7. Sarah was existing on row number 7, so it picked the value existing at the next instant. So again here we got 11. It counted the rows, and here you can see Hassan is basically existing at row number 11. So it returned Hassan here. So basically this is the logic. This is not a hard-coded thing. I just observed the pattern of the data and then created this formula. You can create any combination of row functions to extract these number of rows. So the choice of using this logic or making a new one entirely depends upon your requirement. Alternatively, if you use Excel 365 or MS Copilot, then you can arrange this information in much easier way. First, we will use transpose, give the reference of this array, close the parenthesis and press enter. And here you can see it will transform your information from column to row wise. Okay, then outside of it we can type grep rows, start the parenthesis, and as we have to split our information at every fourth instance, so I'm going to type here comma and 4. Now close the parenthesis and press enter. And here you can see how quickly it has arranged your information in the required format. If you liked today's video, then don't forget to hit like, drop a comment and subscribe to my channel. Stay tuned for part 2.